Hello and welcome everybody to another Thor W cast. Welcome back. We are doing some more high tier Eternus Deadlock gameplay here. Here we go. Alright, so let's take a peek at our lanes just to start us off right now. We have a Magician and an Abrams facing off against Yamato and Wraith. I keep wanting to say 2B because I've got the skin mod. As for this lane, honestly, I don't think that Abrams is a particularly amazing laner. He's great after the lane. In the lane, he can be abused a little, but I can say the same thing for Wraith. She's also not particularly great in the lane. She's got a good late game, but her early and mid game are kind of weak. So, all things considered, this is mostly Magician versus Yamato, and I think Magician takes that in the early game for how strong his poke pressure can be. And if Abrams does get a charge onto someone, it will probably result in a kill. So, I do want to say they have the advantage here. Moving over to the mid lane, we have Calico and Lash. A lot of burst damage potential out of these two against a McGinnis and a Moe and Krill. So, Calico Lash can burst a ton of damage. They are very, very good at diving in, getting their hits, and then getting back out. They can commit if they want to, but it's gonna be a little difficult into the Moe and the McGinnis, as they are both kind of naturally tanky with heals, and that could make them capable of just straight up surviving through all the various bursts. In fact, we see exactly that happening with Moe and Krill there, but Wraith? Oh, Wraith bolted from so far away. There we go. That's why I said that I think Magician Abrams probably take this lane advantage. Magician's Vexing Bolt is extremely powerful, especially as a lane poking tool. Alright, back to where we were going. What we were saying earlier. Despite the fact that Calico Lash have tons of burst damage, McGinnis and Moe have tons of healing and tank capabilities. So I think they should, in most cases, be able to survive what the Calico Lash can throw at them. Hold on, right side lane, we got some stuff going down. We look like a hook hit followed up into a kill onto that Mirage. We were just about to talk about the right side lane. Right side lane, we got Bebop and Infernus facing off against Shiv and Mirage, and honestly, this is it could go either way kind of lane, where both lanes have their own strengths to them, and neither lane is particularly weak. However, I think the strongest point in this lane is, of course, the Bebop hook. I say it every time Bebop is in a game. I think Bebop has the potential to win any lane against any opponent, and the hook is the main culprit behind that. The other thing... Wraith. Wraith just took a big chunk of damage. It looks like Magician will get chased down by the Yamato, though, so good job by Yamato being able to do that, while Wraith was the one being focused. Wraith has got this Swift Striker and now picks up extra... Okay, Wraith's got some not great items for lane and is probably going to die again sometime in the near future, but we'll see. Infernus diving in has picked up this cold front, slow enemies, do a little more burst damage, try and keep them in the Flame Dash. And actually, he's leveling up Flame Dash. +2 already, and like I predicted, Wraith is going to die. And we've got a parry onto the Yamato. She could die too. Vexing Bolt does not wind up hitting, aimed just a little high there, so the Magician isn't able to get the finish. But Yamato is still quite low. Any sort of commitment could wind up with her dying. Let's see. Let me take a quick peek at Magician's cooldowns. 5 seconds on the Spectral Assistant. Once that is up, he's able to double up these Vexing Bolts while the Assistant is on the field. Dive in from Moe and Krill. Like I said before, this is kind of exactly as I suspected this middle lane would work out. Lash and Calico certainly have been able to produce a fair bit of damage onto the McGinnis and Moe, but at the end of the day... Wait a second, Moe is ulting the Calico with McGinnis leaving the area? A mistake made by Moe, maybe some miscommunication, but it winds up with the Moe and Krill dying and wasting his first ult. Unfortunate. Looks like McGinnis was able to get a parry and steal this movement buff, but with Calico showing up, maybe McGinnis dies, does not parry the heavy melee, and will get taken down. Chased down by the Calico, but the wall is going to help set up Calico's death. Lash being chased by Moe and Krill, backing himself out quite a bit. He'll be fine. Yeah. Wait a second. Turn around and flog, big man. Come on. Oh, Moe misaimed that, but Lash is just sitting in this area. It feels like he's baiting or something, but without any actual assistance coming his way, this bait is going to wind up killing him at this rate. You see Calico has moved over to the left side, and Lash is absolutely going to die if the chase continues.
I can't wait to send them airborne.
He might have snuck himself out of there, even going forward to throw the ult and toss them toward the Guardian. Won't wind up getting a kill, and instead will wind up in his own death. Let's see if Calico can survive the McGinnis ultimate. It doesn't look like it. Massive damage coming down into her, and with the chase down from Moe and Krill, she goes down as well. Meanwhile, in the left lane, it looks like Magician was chased down by the Yamato ultimate. Yamato barely alive right now, does get the Crimson Slash for a little extra heal. Abrams is just spamming the heavy melee button, does not have his charge up, so he's not really able to even guarantee it. It's not even +2, so he can't guarantee a heavy melee no matter what he does right now. And then on the right side of the map, it looks like Bebop has gotten a kill onto the Shiv and is trying to finish off the Mirage as well. Here comes Moe and Krill. Barrier. Spirit shielding onto the Bebop, keeping him alive so far. Moe and Krill not able to chunk through it yet. But he will eventually go down to the Jin's mark. Let's see, Abrams trying to survive. No, he's pretty dead. Wait a second, he actually gets the heavy melee off. And with the assistance from Magician, no, he's got to hit this melee. It's the only way he doesn't die. No, down he goes, and Magician should follow soon afterwards. Just like that, it looks like the Yamato and Wraith lane have taken command of the left side. Even though they were having trouble in the earlier stages of the lane. Only 2 members here, the... Holy crap. Infernus and Bebop are going to have to give this Guardian up. 4 heroes on the enemy team have showed up. It does free up the Lash and Calico in mid lane to take the opposing Guardian down, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 Guardian trade, and honestly that favors the Amber team because they had their heroes split up more. There wasn't as much soul sharing going on. And we've got a bit of a fight going down over here. It looks like Moe and Krill does get caught out and taken down by these 3 heroes. Bebop looking for a hook onto the Mirage, not quite going to connect. Calico diving in. Massive burst damage. It looks like Mirage will be chased down there. Calico hit every single Gloom Bomb there. That was a huge amount of burst. Oh, well, look at that. They were able to get a kill onto that Yamato, and with that kill, it once more brings this to a very even game between the teams. At most, a 1k net worth lead for the Amber Hand. That's going to go up just a bit more with that Guardian going down, so they gained the Guardian advantage. Ultimate from the Infernus lands onto the Shiv. He takes tons of damage, lands another heavy melee, and winds up getting the counter kill. And living through the whole thing. No parries onto the Shiv, the melee lifesteal, and Healbane, helping to keep him alive. Oh, man, that's a feels bad man for them. And a feels great man for the Shiv. Wow, Crushing Fist being just rushed by the Abrams. I'm surprised to see it so quickly. Well, there is a slight lead for the Sapphire Hand right now after that ill-fated attempt to kill Shiv. It really looked like it should have worked by all accounts, but Shiv is Shiv, so.
They can't hide forever.
Well, this is interesting. I just noticed that Infernus is building Flame Dash. I haven't seen Infernus rush Flame Dash to max level in quite some time. Once people figured out, oh hey, guess what? If you just build him Gun, he still does ridiculous spirit damage. Now, it got nerfed a bit, so it's not nearly at the level of what it was before. But still, interesting to see a different take on Infernus right now. Not a lot of Flame Dash builds. It looks like Abrams is still in no man's land here, but he just punches his way back to safety. Lash in the area, but not able to do much. Bebop is the one that's going to really lead to getting them a kill, preventing the Wraith from running away. Why am I in the ground? It's possible Wraith went for a Project Mind, and it did not put her where she wanted to go. Ooh. Kill onto the Infernus. We've got a Moe and Curl ult onto Lash. He's gonna leap himself away, puts himself into a better position right on top of the McGinnis. Getting right on top of McGinnis is exactly where you want to be when she's ulting. She cannot aim her ult at herself, and that is what allows the Lash to be able to get himself back to a safe position. Well played by him. To not panic in the situation, you know? Now then, what do we got going for Bebop? It's Green Bop! Because people have learned, Bebop has so many self-buffs between hitting his hook and hitting the exploding uppercut. It massively increases his weapon damage capabilities, and his bomb does plenty of base damage and scales infinitely. So you don't actually have to commit much damage into Bebop's item build, and he still does plenty of damage. And we see Abrams popping the ultimate just to get himself back to safety. Alright, Abrams, you have a bunch of money, buddy. You gotta spend it on something, right? Life Strike, okay. Punch. Me Abrams, me punch, brain turn off, do big damage. Yes, that is the build here. I'll be honest, when the big patch comes out, or the next balance patch or something, I do hope there is a pass made on melee weapons. Melee items in general are just too good for their slot investment. You only invest 3 melee items, and you're dealing as much damage as people investing like 6 spirit items or something along those lines. And then you can spend the rest of your build on survivability. It's a bit much. Oh, wow, the chase down on a Yamato actually lands. I didn't think they'd be able to catch her, but I was wrong. Dude, this Abrams shows no fear. All he does is heavy melee. Here comes the Mirage. Oh, he misses, and the parry from Mirage will punish him. And Mirage survives on just barely any HP. Just barely. And the entire Amber team has died across the map. Not a single death on the Sapphire team. A huge swing in momentum in their favor. 10k net worth lead now, and some pressure coming down onto this Walker. We've got the Magician coming over to throw some Vexing Bolts, threaten the Bunny Rabbit, Lash Ultimate onto the Shiv, tossing him toward the Walker, but not close enough to get him into it. Shiv, keeping himself in a safe position, hits a massive heavy melee, finally does get parried, and Shiv will die now, but not before taking out the Magician, which just shouldn't happen. It just goes to show how incredibly strong these melee items are. He hit 1 melee with melee charge, and life strike. Doesn't even have the third melee item with the spirit strike. And basically took half of Magician's health out. All right, Abrams collecting more green items, some bubbles as they're being called. These items give barriers, shields onto the hero. Grabbed by Moen Krill out of the ultimate. Moen Krill's ultimate actually has a surprising amount of range to it. Parry comes down onto the Abrams and he is very dead. Let's take a look at this. Infernus will actually be able to get himself back to safety, and the Yamato does die, so it winds up being a 1-for-1 trade across the map, but in favor of the Sapphire team, as the Abrams has got a higher net worth, so he's worth a bit more for them. Lash, skulking in the area, drops down, gets a little burst onto the Mirage, takes out about half his HP. The hook will not land from Bebop, and Mirage will just ult his way to safety across the map. That is the Mirage privilege. And he has picked up a hollow point. I didn't mention this before. This is the single, like, highest DPS increasing gun item that you can get. So his damage will be quite high. Magician, ulted by the Wraith, he will be able to swap position with the Spectral Assistant. 10 HP! Run, buddy, run! Oh my god, he actually got out. Urn being run by Infernus, but with a Moen Krill showing up, Infernus forced to pop the ultimate, does hit Moen Krill, but Moen Krill will wind up ulting back, and I think this is a dead Infernus, but wait, Moen Krill dies first. Infernus surviving the ordeal right now, chased by the Wraith. Will she finish him? No, not with the extra flame dashes. He'll be able to run himself back to safety. Super well played under pressure by the Infernus. Shiv has been parried. Shiv has been killed by the three heroes that he tried to stop. Calico looking pretty low on HP right now. Seems like she's getting herself out of the area. She'll heal up pretty quick. Even going so far as to go back, I don't think she should go all the way back, if I'm being honest. There are boxes right there that she could have been picking up, and she has fortitude to heal up. So a little bit of a bitch level play, honestly. You gotta have a lot of bitch in your heart to run away like that. This Abrams, no bitch in his heart. Every time I see him, he's charging a heavy melee. Parry consequences be damned. So we saw a 10k lead for the Sapphire team earlier, and it has flipped on its head to now a 5k lead in favor of the Amber team. They are absolutely doing the right plays across the map right now, for sure. They found themselves a few little wins. Small skirmishes have been what have been their saving grace, when it's like a 2v2, a 1v1, even a 3v3. It was only when they had been caught out, jumped on first by like Moen Krill, and then their numbers were they were outnumbered. That was the only time they had that really bad situation. Here comes Shiv to help out his Moen Krill. Moen Krill choosing not to pop the ult on the Bebop there for one reason. Instead, grabs this Infernus, and Infernus does pop the ultimate, runs away, should be fine, all things considered. We've got Return Fire popped by the Shiv, making it a little harder to commit onto him, and it looks like he'll be perfectly fine. Stands in the heal from McGinnis. Everyone gets out of there. Meanwhile, on the middle lane, Lash trying to pressure onto that Yamato. Abrams in the area as well. Yamato does not have ultimate, so she does have to be a little more careful than usual. And Abrams, when I said there is no bitch in his heart, I meant it. Deep behind enemy lines, just heavy melee after heavy melee. Maybe he should get a little bit of bitch in his heart. He's a little bit too sure of his ability to just be in there, you know what I mean? He's not nearly as tanky as he thinks he is, and Shiv is on the enemy team, who is a great counter pick to Abrams in the first place because of that execute, the killing blow.
I see Calico.
Oh, McGinnis pops ultimate to steal some farm. This is a Spirit McGinnis build, so very heavy on the turrets and the heavy barrage. The ultimate are the big things that she has going for her. For those that don't know, her turrets scale with spirit damage and apply spirit damage, and they also apply any items that you have. So things like this Mystic Slow, the turrets will apply that. The Mystic Vulnerability to lower spirit resistance, the turrets apply that. The Suppressor for fire rate slow, the turrets apply that on top of their basic fire rate slow that they have. So the turrets are going to be pretty annoying to deal with, and the Amber team is going to have to make them a priority, because unlike a Gun McGinnis build where the turrets, yeah, sure, they're annoying, but they're not that bad, these turrets will hurt quite a lot.
Turrets up.
Letting those turrets sit around for too long in a fight will absolutely be a a losing play. So they are something I want to see given some priority and clearing when possibilities show. Wraith being chased by Calico and Abrams, and that's so much damage. I mentioned it before, Wraith does not have the best early game and mid game. She is a good late game carry when she gets there, but until she gets to the late game, until she's really farmed, she is a fair bit weak. She's designed right now like a traditional MOBA carry, where you have a bit of a weaker early stage, and then your late game stage makes up for it by being really strong. Unfortunately for her, most carries in Deadlock right now are strong at all stages of the game, like Mirage is, Infernus is, not so much Haze, but Seven is, so... Uh-oh. Parry comes down, a big Lash ultimate from up high, and it looks like there might just be a back and forth in favor of the Sapphire team. A third kill on their side, and they will be able to grab this urn on top of it. The Sapphire team take a big win. Lash goes back in for some reason. Wraith even shows up, throws the ultimate. Lash is in a very bad position now. Can he escape? He's trying. Hits a flog onto 2. Back into the Veil. He's waiting for cooldowns, clearly. Tries to jump away. The execute from Shiv comes a bit too soon, but he's not going to get away at the end of the day. Lash goes down. Well, okay. Infernus doing some work on the opposite side of the map. Gets a couple of kills. Kills the Mirage 1v1. Popping the ultimate, teleporting in. He has Phantom Strike? Oh my god, that was so much hit. Look at the health bars tick down. They lost the Walker because there were 3 enemy heroes there, but Infernus, man mode, dives right in and just does an incredible amount of damage to them. This Spirit Infernus build is working pretty well for him, and he even picked up Phantom Strike. That's so interesting. So Phantom Strike is an item that you can use to target an enemy to immediately teleport on top of them, and then give them a disarm, a massive move speed slow, which makes it easier to sit them in Flame Dash for sure. But the most important thing is, because it teleports you on them, when he has his Concussive Combustion ultimate charging up, that guarantees he's going to get on top of them. Very interesting item choice pickup for the Infernus, and it winds up working pretty darn well, as he is the most farmed hero on the map. This Spirit Infernus build is looking pretty cool. Nice to see a little bit of experimentation coming out on Infernus. He's been built as a gun carry for the longest time, because the last patch before this current one, he was broken OP as a gun carry. But seeing a little bit of difference coming out, and he's looking pretty solid in this mid game as a spirit damage dealer with some initiation, a little bit of tank going on. His tank is mostly from lifesteal, it seems, even picking up this infuser, which gives, during the active, 30 more spirit power and 80% lifesteal. and passively gives 16% spirit lifesteal and a little spirit resist. So a lot of extra tank ability with this item. Very interesting to see. I'm really interested in just that this is a different build from what we usually see. Similar with the McGinnis build. Now, Spirit McGinnis with turrets is not quite as uncommon, but Gun McGinnis has been the more common thing I've been seeing because McGinnis has a very strong gun once it's built up, and once she has it spun up.
Bebop's missing. Look out for Bebop.
With the Spirit build, that means her turrets are going to do a lot. Her heal is going to do a lot as well. And her ultimate especially will do incredible damage, especially since it's maxed out. It has improved damage scaling. Which means, look at that, 101 damage per rocket with 6 rockets per second. She's doing 600 damage per second with that ultimate before resistances. That's crazy. Shiv got taken down. We don't care about that. We're talking about builds right now. Numbers, like nerds. Look how fast the Abrams melted. Oh my god. That's why we were talking about the numbers. The numbers are so big. Wow, just shredded. Speaking of shredding things, we have Wraith backdooring, no creeps whatsoever here, just attacking the Walker. They really need to fix the fact that this is a thing that can be done. It is bullshit of the highest caliber. Like, they should do something similar to Dota, where not only does it take massively reduced damage, but it will heal up all damage that it takes until enemy lane creeps are within a certain range to turn off the backdoor protection. That's one thing that I've seen in Deadlock is a lot of the failings of Dota 2 or even Dota 1 are rearing their ugly heads in Deadlock once in a while. Alright, she will be punished this time. There's the Abrams. She does get the card trick, or the mind projection, back to safety, but there are too many heroes chasing her down. Calico is on her way. Oh, wait. A stolen Wraith ultimate is going to hit. Will it be enough, though? Yeah, that'll actually finish her off. Okay, so Wraith winds up not being able to kill the the Walker here. If I take a peek at it, it looks like it recovered most of the damage that it took from her as well. So I guess some of that backdoor protection is a thing that exists. I still think it needs to be bumped up. I think in general, the protective structures, your Guardians and your Walkers, need to be buffed up. They kind of are made of paper, and they die if someone breathes in their general direction right now.
I like it.
Like, that's the only reason why Wraith even attempted such a play, is because people are well aware of just how weak towers are. But speaking of what we're aware of, a 20k net worth lead in favor of the Amber team right now. Bebop inside of the enemy's, oh wow, and all of the hatred given to that Bebop, everything put down on him. And even the Infernus will die. The Infernus's tankiness comes from healing that damage back up, and Shiv is a great counter to that. Abrams, no fear, just diving in with as many heavy melees as he can, will wind up being executed by Shiv, and now the Calico gets executed as well. Lash ultimate comes down. He even follows up the damage. Lash should have just used that to run away. He's going to die as well. No kills going in their favor. And finally, the Magician tries to get himself to safety down in the underground subway. Is pretty far away, but if you take a look at the silhouettes out there, there are people chasing, but not finding. Magician able to scurry himself back to safety. There is still a slight lead for the Amber team, but after that fight, the 20k net worth lead is down to a mere 4k. So yeah, big thing about this Infernus, despite the fact that he does have a fair bit of tankiness to him, it comes mostly from damage over time and healing. So he doesn't have the resistances that he would normally want to have on a pure tank hero. A lot of damage down onto this McGinnis. She does lose about 80%, burns to death eventually. That is the strength of this Infernus build. Lots and lots of damage over time. Oh, looking over here toward the middle, we've got a bit of a fight. Already the Bebop has gone down. Abrams just running himself away. I gotta say, I am a bit surprised here. Despite the fact that this Abrams has punched more in this single match than some people do in their entire Deadlock careers, he doesn't have the third punch item. If I pull up the shop for everyone, that would be the Spirit Strike, which evolves, or upgrades, even into the Spirit Snatch, which is another melee bonus, increases the amount of spirit damage that you can do. Which really helps his first spell, the Siphon Life. I'm kind of surprised not seeing it here. Uh-oh. What is going on over here with the Calico? She's pretty deep. Getting chased by the... Okay. She was being chased by the Yamato, but pops the Arctic Blast, stops her in her tracks, and just backs out. There is an urn being carried by Wraith right now in the area. Infernus is not here for this fight. Bebop is still dead. I don't think that they should take this fight on the Amber team unless the Infernus does exactly what McGinnis is talking about and heads to this teleporter in the top left of the map. Oh, he goes for this teleporter instead. Okay, that's a little different. All right, we've got the ult down onto the Abrams. Abrams is trying to fight his way back out. Lash has already died. The Infernus has shown up behind them. A parry onto the Shiv. Tons of damage into Shiv's face, but he is able to tank it all. Infernus looks like he's just trying to back up. The Abrams has died now. 3 heroes down on the Amber team. Bebop punching the Yamato away. Infernus diving in one more time. Will have that Flame Dash up again in just a moment, but everyone on his team has already died. Flame Dash is away. Infernus trying to live. Oh, but with the Phantom Strike on the Moe and Krill, the Infernus not able to get out at a complete team wipe in favor of the Sapphire team.
They're in mid.
It just seems to me that this team is just taking the much better team fight situations. A couple things about that last fight. Lash never got an ultimate off. He was killed before he could. Moe and Krill just locked onto him like that and had follow-up. On top of that, the Bebop showed up late because he was dead at the beginning of the initiation. I don't think we saw the Calico pop her ultimate either. So a lot of things didn't actually get to be used by the Amber team in the first place. Ooh, they are taken down. Wow, look how fast that patron went down. The turrets. Look at the health bars, the turrets, man. I told you, these turrets are a problem when McGinnis builds for them. Just a constant and consistent annoying DPS that scales as it goes because she has now picked up escalating exposure, which applies a stacking spirit resistance debuff.
I will probably misuse the wall at some point, and I'm sorry.
A little bit of the divine right here.
And wow, the urn was still at an even position when it was picked up. No way. An urn goes their way, firmly in the driver's seat now on the side of the Sapphire. They are now 30k net worth of lead. But wait a second, Mirage has been caught by himself. There is going to be a little bit coming back in their favor. The ultimate from Infernus blasts onto the Shiv. Infernus getting himself to safety, but I don't think he'll live. No. The follow-up of the Yamato was enough. Shiv is alive? How is Shiv alive? No. This is... Bro. This is disgusting. Shiv survived that.
People wouldn't last 2 hours in the tunnels.
Well, that's, Shiv for you. He picked up the blood tribute for massive debuff resistance and just survived everything. Wow. What a hero. Like, how much did they commit to him? Everyone was on top of him. They had Infernus ultimate blast him. He was sitting in Infernus's full duration flame dash. All that stuff. That's insane. What a hero. Shiv will not beat the allegations of being ridiculously OP. Still. Well then. That was a really good back and forth. An interesting Infernus build for sure. The problem is, when you look at Infernus's team, they didn't have really any gun damage to speak of. Maybe the Bebop could build into it a bit. Infernus probably should have built gun damage for that. It was a build that worked pretty well, but it made their entire team comp one-dimensional in terms of their damage output, for the most part at least. Spirit, punching. Spirit/punching. Spirit. A tiny bit of gun damage, just a bit. Well, it's still good gun damage. Bebop outputs good damage even with a build like this that is mostly green. But we didn't have that late game kind of scary hero to make them afraid on the enemy team of gun damage. They didn't have that kind of build like the Mirage had, for example, who was outputting a fairly large amount of damage on most of the fights. And one thing I'm seeing a lot of is not seeing a lot of is building up of resistances. Abrams built this Spirit Resilience, but if I look at the rest of everyone, really, I don't think anyone else built something like a Spirit Resilience or... Okay, Mo built a Spirit Resilience. Shiv didn't have to because he's privileged. Yeah, so not a lot of that going on, despite there being a lot of frontline heroes like Shiv, Mo and Krill, Abrams, Calico. Even this Infernus, because of the way he built, was very flame dash and get in your face centric. So a lack of these resistances definitely made it so that the Amber Hand looked a lot squishier than you would have liked them to. Anyway, that's the analysis for the end of the game. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed seeing this apparently Ascendant level rather than Eternus level gameplay. So I guess a little false advertising, but there were Eternus level players here, so close enough, right? If you enjoyed this, be sure to leave a sub, a like, a comment, all that good stuff to make YouTube's dumb algorithm point more people our way. And I will see you guys on the next ThorWcast. Thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye. Just do a quick tail sync. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.